Welcome. I'm about to show you why our customers love using Kanban Zone to recreate online any board they can imagine. And it's actually very simple. So let me show you our secret. It's these containers that you see right here. So right here, you've got a container that we call vertical, this one, because inside of it are two columns that are laid out vertically. In here, we've got what we call horizontal columns that are laid out horizontally. Now, let me show you why this is so important. While everyone in the industry creates these perfect grids that you can split, but you're confined to just splitting grids and playing tic-tac-toe, we don't do that. We use containers. And these containers of type layout, horizontal or vertical, and card container will give you all the flexibility you need to create absolutely any board you can imagine. So, in order to show you this, I'm actually going to start from scratch by creating a new board. And by the way, everything I'm showing you today is most likely available as a template. So I'm actually going to build one of these roadmaps with you. I'm actually going to build something close to this. What I'm trying to tell you is that to make your life easier, we've actually created most of these templates for you to start from. And I'm actually going to take the most simplest one right here to show you how to do it. I'm going to click create and boom, I've got this board created. Now let's go into the board designer and see how we can turn this very simple board into what you need for your business. The first thing I like to do is create what I call an information radiator. And that will look like a vertical layout column. And the first thing I want to show you is they're white columns. That's very important. The gray columns can hold cards while the white ones cannot. So if I go back to my board designer, my board, and I create a card here, and I try to move it in this column, it's impossible because the white columns are not meant to hold cards. They're just meant to lay out other containers inside of them. So let me show you what I mean. I'm going to create two card containers inside this one, so two of these gray ones. I'm going to rename this column information because that's my information radiator. I'm going to lay out my goals here because I want my goals to always be top of mind for my team. And I'm going to have a document section here where I'm going to start laying out some information for my team. Now, very important, these columns are all of type none. This is the ability to create card containers that will escape all your metrics and just not count in anything because they're meant to be these visual columns, or what our customers call these hybrid boards that combine visual cards that don't move, that are information radiators, and cards that flow in your Kanban process through these colorful colored states that help you understand where you are in your process. Now let me show you what it looks like. So now this card, I'm going to rename it goal. It's going to be my first goal for my company, and I'm going to move it into the goals column. It's just going to stay there so that my team always know what their goal is. Under document, I'm just going to create maybe my standard operating procedure that I want everyone to follow, and I'm going to create another document which is one of my guides, a style guide, a onboarding guide, a setup guide, some sort of guide that I create. What am I doing here? Well, this information radiator, you could collapse it, or you can get everything you need at your fingertip. And that's why we love these visual columns where these cards are just there for getting everything you need by leveraging everything in a card. So you don't need an intranet, a wiki, a document repository. You can have your documents stored somewhere, but they're visualized in these visual card containers. So that's the first one I created. It's a vertical one that will hold my goals and my documents. Now let's keep going. I'm going to take this backlog column and I'm going to convert it to a full roadmap. Going back into my board designer, I'm going to add a vertical container. I'm going to nest a horizontal container, and I'm going to drag this backlog column in here. I'm going to rename it Q1, and I'm going to duplicate it a couple times so that I can get my 4 quarters in here. So I'm just going to quickly do this, and I'm just going to rename this one Q2, Q3, and Q4. Now, I'm going to rename this one this year because that's a good idea to always give good names to your container, and this one I'm going to call it Roadmap. And I'm going to go right here and duplicate this container so that I can have now a second year here so that I can see next year if I need to go any further. Let's see what it looks like. I now have a second container of type roadmap in which I can put cards now of any type. So whether you do objective, projects, goals, it doesn't matter. I'm going to go with an objective that's going to be linked to my first goal. So I'm going to create this card, add an edit, and immediately link it to my goal card right here, this one right here, and I'm going to make it a parent of this one. Why did I do that? Well, you're going to see in a second, this card is going to start moving out of these columns, and we're going to be able to keep them sync with this goal. Now let's go back to Board Designer. I'm going to take all these columns here that you have on the right side, and I'm going to put them in one big container so that my board is really neatly organized. I'm going to go into my Board Designer, I'm going to scroll to the right, and I'm going to create a horizontal container, and I'm just going to drag everything in it. And this is why I love using this, and our customers find it fun and easy to use, is you just drag and drop. These old what you see and what you get concept are really embedded in here to make your life very easy. And I'm going to give again a meaningful name to this and call it workflow. So now what do I have? My board is broken into 3 containers: an information radiator, a roadmap, and a workflow. And now I can decide what I want to look at when I'm working with this board. So for example, here I'm going to collapse all these guys right here. I'm also going to collapse this one. And that's the beauty of containers, right? And whether they're split horizontally or vertically. I'm now going to move this card out of Q1. Why? Because I've just started Q1 and I'm ready to deliver on this objective. Look what happens to my goal card right here, because this goal card has a link down to this card and this one has a link up to this card. This is our whole linking process that I show you in other videos. But to keep it simple here, I'm going to move my objective because I'm actually going to start it, and boom, I inform my goal card. And that's the beauty of building these visual boards, is that they let you really create an entire system where you can see exactly what's happening, and you can keep adding these containers to build exactly what you want, and you don't have to build it the way I did it. I just wanted to showcase how easy it was to create a multiple container system right here to show you how to build your board. So I hope this gives you a good idea that if you send us any picture of a physical board, or if you share with us a process document, or even better, a visual map or a value stream, I mean, at this point, we would have everything we need to take your process, visualize it on this board, leveraging these containers, and build exactly what you need. I hope this was eye-opening. We are very, very proud and happy to share this amazing way to design boards in the most flexible way possible. Come and join us and start designing the board you really need the way you need it to work. Thank you for watching.